All right, so we've got our 2018 CF Moto 500. We've been working on another project, which is replacing the starter. But as we took it all apart here, I found one of the rattles that this had as we're going down the trails. If you come on in close here and look, you can see that this whole heat shield has broken right here. And what I've done is taken a grinder, kind of cleaned that up a little bit, and I'm going to go ahead and weld this so that we don't have that kind of rattling as we head down the trail. So if you're going to be welding, safety is super important. I've got my welding helmet, welding gloves, and you want to wear basically non-flammable clothes because if there's any sparks that come off of it. So start with this and this. And the welder that I have, this is the Vulcan. It's the Omni Pro 220. This guy is from Harbor Freight. Purchased it here about a year ago, and I've done a lot of welding with this, both on steel and aluminum. And I will happily admit that I am a YouTube welder, so you can see a bunch of my welds here. Like, some are pretty lousy, just trying to get things figured out. And then as we get going a little better, you can see some of the welds are a little bit better. So by no means do I call myself a professional, but if you look at the welds, it gets to a point where it's pretty good. And this is a lot thicker stock, so I've got to go ahead. I've already turned down the wire feed and the voltage a bit because we don't want to burn through. If the power's too high, you'll burn through the metal. So been pretty happy with that welder, but one of the things you need to know about welding is I really like using the inert gas. So I've got two tanks on the back. One is for aluminum, one is for steel or iron. So we're on the aluminum tank. I've got that set. And then I have a spool gun, which is right here. And with the spool gun, this actually has a spool of wire inside of it, and it just wire feeds. And then as the welding happens, there's gas that comes out around the outside to keep it from oxidizing. So this is something where anybody who does weld, again, you want to make sure you take safety precautions. And what I'm going to do, so I've kind of ground this to clean it up some. With aluminum, you want to make sure that you've got a clean surface to begin with. And make sure you close your eyes or have your helmet on when you're watching this. But I'm going to come in and just give a little spot weld, get the metal lined up, give it a little spot here and here. And what you want to do when you weld is keep the gun nearby so those gases can flow when the weld finishes. So you can see the first one was pretty rough. The second one, it's actually holding together. So I just wanted to make sure that it was looking okay and wasn't burning through before I go ahead and weld a whole pass and make my way around. I'm going to go ahead and grind on the top and clean that up some more. Yeah, I burned through it. Come in and take a look here. So I had it too hot, and you look, I just burned a hole through it. So that's one of the risks, where this metal is a lot thinner than the other metal I was working on. So again, I'm willing to admit my mistakes. So what I'm going to try on the top part here is just to do a spot and a spot and a spot to try and not have it get too hot. So, not pretty, but I'm going to go ahead and get a wire brush and clean that up some, and we'll see if we can fix it up some more. So if I really wanted to do this right, we would actually take this whole part out. You're probably going to get a lot of critics, and this probably isn't the best video to be showing, but hey, we're going to stop it from rattling. All right, so we've got a few welds on here. Again, I am not proud of these. They're not amazing looking, but we have eliminated the rattle at this point. So if you come and take a look in here, there was a crack that started from this bolt and made its way all the way around. So ground that down, welded it. Again, awesome. It doesn't rattle anymore. And there was a crack starting up here. So basically cleaned that up, put a couple welds there, and the heat shield now is gonna stop rattling and hold together. That's it for now. Thanks, guys.